right, ladies and gents, welcome to the All Podcast. Got your boy Brandon. Got your
You
me, your boy B Ryan.
and
Steve
Steven.
not with us. He's not with us today.
He's in
He's
spirit.
alright. He's just he's busy. My boy making money moves. We're gonna miss him. I feel kind of naked without him here, but whatever. Dog. We got this. We're gonna give you guys our picks for today. Um, yeah, man. Steven left a couple picks too, so he's still in the video. But how you feeling, Brandon? How you feeling now?
No, feeling good. Yesterday we didn't put up a video, but we gave you a couple picks. Unfortunately, the Warriors covered, but the Magic played like dog shit. But you know, it is what it is, dog. We're here today. We're gonna bounce back. We're gonna have a good day, dog.
Let's fucking do it, dog. Let's do it. All right. Start with our
Do it.
NBA picks.
All right.
NBA look.
Oh, also the board today, NBA and college. There's not too many games, but we wanted to give you guys a video. We like to usually give you daily picks, so you know. If there's only a couple games, we'll give you what we can. So let's get right into it. Starting off, we got the Rockets Kings. Kings -4. I know that's crazy. The Kings are -4. Yeah, they are at home. I get it. They have the rest advantage. I get it. But 4 points for a Kings team, that's just not that good. I'm gonna be honest. They're really not. I just don't like the spot for the Kings, though. I think this is a fade on the Kings and a play on the Rockets. This Rockets team is on a roll right now. They beat Nuggets at Nuggets. I know Jokic shouldn't play, but that's still tough. I've seen that Nuggets team at home without Jokic compete. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies at Memphis. On the road, this team is still a very good team. Like, I know their reputation has been they're a home team, but this year they're just a great team in general, right? I think defensively they match up well. Dylan Brooks, Amen Thompson. I really like this Rockets team, bro. I like the way they play. I like the way they're coached. They take pride on defense. They take everything personal. They don't like to lose, to be honest. This team is very competitive. When you watch them play, they're very competitive, bro. They grind it out. And I think 4 points, you're going to give me 4 points against this Kings team? I'll take that easily, bro. And it's on a revenge spot. Last time the Kings beat them at home by 9 points. This Rockets team, like I said, they take everything too personal. They're going to remember that shit. So Rockets +4, that's the way to go, huh?
Very important too. Steven also liked the Rockets. All right.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
texted
Yes.
us this
Even like the
morning last week
Rockets.
as well. So, but I'm right there with you. I think this Rockets team, they're still a team that's getting a little underrated in terms of the spread, and the Kings still get overrated. I know they went on their winning streak, but who did they beat in that winning streak? They played a bunch of nobodies. They go in, they play a good team in the Bucks. They get their ass smacked. I still think they're getting overrated here, so I like the Rockets too.
Yeah. All right. On to the next one. We got the Pacers versus Pistons. I mean, man, this Pacers team, tough loss last game against the Cavs. They were undermanned without Tyrese Halliburton. They almost covered, but at the end they didn't. I mean, we didn't take them on the video, but it was a game I was looking at. And I'm gonna be honest, man, this Pacers team, they just been playing a lot better. They're starting to step up. Coming off a tough home loss, I like the spot here for them against a Pistons team coming off an upset win against the Knicks. Just play on the spot here. Pacers, they have revenge as well. They got destroyed by them last time they played at home. They lost by 30 points. It was an NBA Cup game. I think the Pacers here, they're going to come here and they're going to play like dogs, bro. They're going to come in here and they're going to try to make a point, get right back to it, and get an outright win, I feel like. I would take them on sprinkle a little money line, but I love the Pacers here +2.5. I think the Pistons, yeah, they've been playing really good, but one thing I don't like is their offense is without Ivy, it just seems like too much falls on Cade Cunningham. And I feel like the Pacers, they're a well-coached team. They're going to put a strong game plan, and they're going to play with a lot of pace. I think they're just going to be too much run and gun, and eventually the Pistons, probably later in the game, they're not going to be able to keep up with them. So I like the Pacers here +2.5. I just think play on the spot, +2.5. Give me the points. Sprinkle a little money line. So
No, I agree with you. I think you're head on with the Pacers. They do that a lot to teams. They wear them out. They play with such a fast pace that by the time you get to the fourth quarter, it's hard to hang in there. So they don't stop coming at you. Puss. Well, yeah, and then the Pistons, they're more of a slow paced team. So I just think the Pacers are going to get a lot more shots up, a lot more possessions. It's going to be too much for the Pistons to keep up in this game.
And it's a revenge spot, bro. Mind you, they lost by 30 last time they played. Pacers are going to be up for this game. They are coming off a loss at home. They're gonna be hungry for this game. Mark my words. All right, next up we got Cavs Thunder. Thunder -2. Kind of the same thing, dog. Play on the spot. Look, I'm gonna be honest. This game was 50-50 for me. Right? Steven kind of persuaded me to go with the Thunder. I agree with him. I just think at home, 2 points against the Cavs team. It's tough. This is definitely a tough game. I put this game on the board just because I'm gonna be honest. This is the best game of the night, and I want to have a pick for you guys because most people are gonna be watching this game. But I'm gonna go with the Thunder -2 here. I just think Shea, in big moments, I want the best player. In big moments, I want the better defense, and I think that's the Thunder in this spot. No Isaiah Hartenstein, so that does scare me a little bit. I think they're gonna struggle on the boards. I think they're gonna struggle with Allen and Mobley, but I think the Thunder in the end, they're gonna have enough grit and they're gonna make enough plays where they pull off the win and they cover this line. Um, Revenge spot at home. This Thunder team it's hard to go against them. Everything was telling me the Cavs, like Brian said, like my brain was telling me the Cavs, but my heart was telling me the Thunder, dog. And I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm taking the Thunder -2.
I agree with you. I know it sounds crazy because I was saying the Cavs, but the more I was sitting there and thinking about it, I think Shea Gilgeous goes off in this game.
Yeah,
I think
this is an MVP type game
you're
right
gonna
here, bro.
segue. You're gonna segue into the next
Exactly.
slide. The Cavs really don't have anybody to throw at him, and yeah, that's what I would say about this. So
And then we're going right into it, dog. We got Shea Gilgeous. Like I said, he's gonna go off. He's gonna take off. All right. I have a good feeling about this game. He's gonna make an MVP type game this game. He's gonna go off. He's gonna carry this team. They're gonna pull out the outright win. They're gonna scrap. They're gonna fight. And I like him over 32 points. I think he probably drops almost 40 points on this team. I just think this is a good spot. He's going to look to be aggressive. He's going to look to take over. And I think he is going to be able to. So 32.5 points. I just don't think the Cavs have the wing defenders to throw at him. That's the one negative about this Cavs team, if there is one. They're a little old school. You know, they don't have wing defenders. They just have guards and big men. And I think against a player like Shea, that's not a good recipe. He can score on either or. So he's going to put up a ton of shots, and I think he's going to make a ton of shots. Get to the free throw line, and 32 points, I think he hits over that easily. And then next up, we got Sengun over 20 points. I just think the Kings, one thing they lack is an interior presence. We saw that against the Bucks. That was one of our breakdowns about that game. Honestly, I wanted to take the over on Giannis. He hit the over. I was really thinking about that. But that Kings team interior defense is very poor. They're just too small. Their biggest player is 6'9", 6'10" in Sabonis. Everybody else is 6'8", and definitely they don't have the size. You know, they're skinnier players. They don't even have. They're not even that athletic too in terms of Murray and DeMar DeRozan. They're
even
not like freak
Sabonis,
athletes.
it's not like Sabonis is like some defensive juggernaut. He's not, man.
Yeah,
He could easily
and
get cooked by Sengun.
the Kings, they like to stay with their man. They're not really a help defense type team, and I just think Sengun. This guy is one of the more underrated centers in the league, bro. Honestly, he should be an all-star in my eyes. Second seed in the West, second or third seed, I think, in the West, and he's averaging 20 plus points, ton of rebounds, ton of assists. He's the one who gets this offense going. They run everything through him, and I think this game over 20 points, he's gonna put up enough shots on the road. So I like the over 20 points.
I like both of these players. I like all of these player props.
And then Jared Allen, pretty simple, double double. All we need is 10 points. All we need is 10 rebounds. I like it here, though. Like I said, no Hartenstein, so I think the Thunder will struggle on the boards. They're going to struggle with their interior defense. You know, I could see Jared Allen. They're going to try to attack that matchup, but I think towards the end of the game, I like Jared Allen to hit the double-double, but I think towards the end of the game, the Thunder are just going to be too scrappy at home. That crowd is going to be riled up that I think they're still going to cover, but I still like Jared Allen with the double-double. I still think he has a solid game. But I think they're going to limit Darius Garland and they're going to limit Donovan Mitchell. They're two best offensive players. So that's it. That's it for the NBA.
Oh,
Let's get right
look at
into it. We got some
shout
college
out
ball
Bismack
here, man.
Biyombo. He's in the picture.
Who?
Bismack Biyombo, you don't see him? He's guarding Jared Allen.
No, I don't.
All right. Next up. So, gonna go into our college basketball. Not too many games on the board, to be honest with you guys. There's only three major conference games. I give you four picks. There's also a West Coast Conference. A few of those games. But yeah, man, I would say just pick your spots wisely. I do like this spot a lot right here. This is probably my favorite game of the day. So first game we got Michigan at Minnesota. Minnesota plus 9.5. Give credit to Minnesota. They covered against Maryland. They made tough shots. They played better than they usually do. But they still weren't even able to. And they caught Maryland on an off night, and they still weren't able to put them away or beat them. They still lost that game by 6 points. That just goes to show you this Minnesota team is not very good. And then Michigan, on the other hand, I mean, they've been balling lights out. If when I don't even know how many games in a row, but they are on a winning streak, and they're not just winning these games; they're blowing out everybody. They've blown out UCLA, they've blown out USC, they've blown out Washington. This Michigan team, they could do just about everything. They could shoot the three ball, they could score in the paint, they rebound, they play great defense, and I just think matchup wise, Minnesota a little too reliant on one player, Dawson Garcia. Going against this Michigan team who has great size in the paint. Their center is 7'1". Their power forward is 7 feet as well. So I just don't think they're going to be able to work that matchup, and I don't see anybody else being able to score points. And then Michigan, on the other hand, I just think they could attack you so many ways on offense. They could do just about everything. I'll be honest with you, it's probably talent wise one of the more complete teams in the Big Ten, if not the most complete team. If they just play with some effort, they should easily run away with this game by 15, 20 points.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you. This Michigan team, talent wise, is the best team in the Big Ten, bro. They got two NBA caliber big men that start in their lineup, and their guards are very competent. Trey Donaldson, what's this guy? What's the other guy's name?
Gale.
Gale, and
Yeah, Gale,
Burleson.
very athletic defender. He could slash to the rim.
Yeah.
And then they have who's their small forward?
Burleson.
Burleson, yeah. No, it's like Burnett or some shit like that. Very good shooter.
No, Burnitson. Nah,
Yeah,
he's really good
I
too,
forget
though.
his name. Very good shooter, and they're a deep team too. Their bench is really good too. Sometimes their bench comes in and plays better. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. They're a stacked team, bro. So yeah, I see them. I see them getting this one pretty easily. This is the game, my pick of the day in college basketball. It's the one I'm most confident in. I know they're on the road, but Minnesota at home hasn't done anything special for me to be like, oh yeah, they're. So next game up, we got Maryland at Northwestern. This to me is just more of a gut feeling game. Honestly though, Northwestern has let us down a couple times. They let me down one more time. I'm done with this team, bro. But I'm taking them here at home against Maryland. This is just more of a gut feeling. I just think this Northwestern team, they play with effort, and they've been a little bit unlucky. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've watched both of the games that they lost to Purdue and Michigan State. They caught the other team on a hot night. I mean, those two teams were just making everything. Michigan State, they're a really good team, but they're not a knockdown 3-point shooting team. But they were against Northwestern, and so I think Northwestern is getting a little bit unlucky. I think they're better than how they've been playing or what the score shows. And I just think one thing they do a great job of is they take care of the ball. They slow the game down. They make the game ugly enough. So when you're at home, you make the game ugly. You tend to make a little more shots at home. You play scrappy defense. And then Maryland, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that high on this Maryland team as I was earlier on the season. They're a little bit lazy on the defensive end, and then on offense, they could be very stagnant. They just don't have much movement. They don't. They just don't sell me on offense, and that kind of worries me when you're traveling on the road. And Maryland, we've seen them on the road already. They lost outright to Washington, who I think Northwestern is better than, and they lost. They almost no, I'm sorry, they lost to Oregon by 4 points. So they pick up a nice couple wins at home. They're feeling good. They're all fat and happy. But traveling to Northwestern, a team that's hungry and desperate for a win, I could easily see Northwestern here pulling this off with money line. Just take the 1.5, play it safe because we've seen a couple one score games recently. Um, but yeah, I like Northwestern in this spot. It's not. I know this isn't my favorite pick. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I'm not super confident in this pick. More of a gut feeling, more of a play on the spot, more than anything. Coming off of three straight losses, Maryland coming off of a couple wins on at home, going on the road. I just think they could let up here, and Northwestern is gonna be up for this game.
I have no comment in this game.
Brandon doesn't like the game. It's all right.
I don't like this game. I don't think Northwestern. I don't think Northwestern wins, but whatever. It is what it is. Not my favorite game, to be honest.
All right, next game. Next game, I like this game a lot more too. So this one and Michigan are my favorite picks. Play on the spot and matchup wise, I just love this game. I think Rutgers, they beat UCLA, but if you watch that game, still wasn't really a great performance. I think UCLA is just really letting up. They're playing bad. I'm not gonna lie. They've
Yeah,
been letting these guys
offensively
win.
they just suck.
Yeah,
UCLA.
they just suck. But this Rutgers team, they don't really hang their hat on anything. I'm gonna be honest with you. They don't rebound well. They don't play defense well. They don't score all that well. Their offense is ranked 80 in Kent Palm. Their defense is ranked 100. This is not a very good Rutgers team. I know they're feeling good coming off of a win against UCLA, but they're going into a tough environment. Nebraska, one of the best home courts in the country. I believe they're like on a 20-something game winning streak in terms of home games. And they just got their ass kicked last game to Purdue. They lost that game by like almost 30 points. So they're coming in. They're going to be ready for this game. They want to bounce back and get that nasty taste out of their mouth. Now, this Nebraska team, one thing they do well is defend. Their defense is really good. They load up on the ball, which is a matchup. That's a point that I like in this game. I think the fact that they're going to load up on Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, it's going to be hard for Rutgers to get easy looks in this game. And they're already not a good shooting team, anyways. I just really don't like their team. So Nebraska at home, they're going to make more shots than they usually do. Crowd is going to be up for this game. I think they run away with this game. I think their last two games at home, they beat Indiana, they beat UCLA, and they pretty much dominated both of those games. So I see the same thing happening here against the worst opponent in Rutgers. And a very, very important thing, too, in this game, Rutgers, very young team. I don't like taking young teams in a hostile environment. I like to back them more at home. So give me Nebraska minus 8.5.
I've seen this Rutgers team play a lot, and in terms of the style of defense Nebraska plays, because it's usually the ball is either in Ace Bailey's hand or Dylan Harper's hand, or even some of their other younger guys. And let me tell you, bro, they make some dumb decisions. Like you could tell they're still very young. They're super talented, but they're still too young. And I think against this Nebraska team, I smell a lot of turnovers in this
Yeah,
game.
they're
A
just not a team.
lot of a lot of scoring droughts from Rutgers. I can just sense that a lot. Like there's gonna be a point 4 or 5 minutes they don't make a basket. I can definitely see that happening in this game.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they don't.
Nebraska,
Mhm.
hmm?
No, I was just gonna say like Rutgers, they don't move the ball well enough to combat that defense. They're very stagnant offense. They don't run any action. Very basic ISO basketball. It's gonna be hard for them to get clean looks consistently.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I like Nebraska here. This game a lot more confident in. I actually like the two Big Ten games that you picked instead of is just not the Northwestern one. That one kind of scares me.
no, I don't know. Scares me too. But here we got Gonzaga at Oregon State. Oregon State plus 8.5. Pretty simple in this game. I just think Oregon State has been a little overrated. I think they've had a pretty weak strength of schedule, and they're non-conference. They have a really good record, but in their non-conference games, they haven't really had that many step-up games. The only good team they played was Nebraska, and they lost that game outright in a neutral site in Hawaii. Compared to Gonzaga, who's had a gauntlet of a schedule. I mean, they've played how many? They probably played like 5, 6, 7 top 25 teams in the country. So I
Play
think they're
like
more
three
battle.
top 10 teams, bro.
Yeah, so I think they're more battle tested in a spot like this. I think Gonzaga is going to be up for this game, just because this is one of the better opponents in the West Coast Conference. Sometimes Gonzaga they lay a big number on their weaker opponents in the West Coast Conference. They let up a little bit, but I don't see that happening here. And then matchup wise, Gonzaga is one of the best 3-point defenses in the country. And Oregon State, they rely a little too much on threes. So I just don't see them getting an advantage there. And I don't see where else they're going to get their points from. And then Oregon State, they play a lot of zone defense. Gonzaga, a team that runs a lot of action. They run it very well. They're going to be able to get clean looks on that zone. So I see them winning this game by double digits. Obviously, not a huge game that I love, just because I don't know a crazy amount. I know more about Gonzaga than I do Oregon State, but I just think Gonzaga's gonna. I think this line tells you everything too. Based off of their record, the fact that they're still favored by 8.5 on the road. Sometimes the line just paints a picture as to how the game is gonna go. So I like Gonzaga in this spot. I think they get themselves a nice blowout win. They're still one of the best teams in the country. So give me Gonzaga.
Yeah, same. I just think this Gonzaga team is starting to fly under the radar because they had a couple tough losses. But this Gonzaga team, like Brian said, Probably the most potent offense in the nation to me, and their defense is still one of the best as well. So I still think this Gonzaga team, they're going to make a run in the tournament,
Oh
and they're
yeah,
still
for
one of the
sure.
best teams in the nation, flying under the radar now. At the beginning of the year, they were flying under the radar. Then they got a little overrated. Now they're getting underrated. This is the best time to get them at this price. 8.5 against Oregon State. I like that. That's just a good play on the spot.
All right, picks of the day, dog. You could go with multiple if you like.
All right,
Just
I'm
like
gonna pick Stevens because I already know who he was gonna pick. He's gonna go with the Thunder. I'm gonna go with the Rockets.
all right. So for me, I'm gonna go with two picks. I'm pretty sure I pretty much mentioned them. Michigan and I like Nebraska at home. I might lean towards Nebraska a little more. But yeah, those are my two picks of the days. So anything you want to add, Bryn?
You know what? I'll throw in two picks of the days too. I'll go Rockets and give me Shea over 32.5. I think
Mm,
Shea fucking goes off, bro.
All right. Anything else you want to add, or
No, nothing. Just just have a good day, dog. Just keep moving forward. Just keep your head up. The good, the bad, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. So you know,
amen?
give thanks to God every day and just be the best man you can be or woman. Wait, there's women watching this. But yeah, just be the best person you can be and work on yourself. That's it.
All right. I couldn't say it any better, right? You guys heard what he said. Nailed it right on the head. Let's just attack the day with gratitude, and let's just keep moving forward. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Gonna be a money making day. We love you guys. And comment, like, subscribe, and let's do this
Wait,
shit,
wait,
bro.
wait. Nemo has something to say. All
Oh,
right.
chill, Nemo. How you gonna say that? I'm just playing.
Yeah, this guy's a savage, though. He said you guys suck. We're gonna get all our picks wrong. Fucking asshole. Get out of here.
All right, guys. Take care. Deuces.
Deuces.